Shrouding the Heavens Episode 86. Yi Fan discovered a bone belonging to a desolate ancient sacred body. He pondered the tragic end of the previous desolate ancient sacred body. Picking up the narrative from the original novel, Yi Fan and Qin Yao had a reunion after a long separation. Qin Yao was overcome with emotion, having kept an eye on Yi Fan during his absence. They found themselves in a rather ambiguous situation. He Huang walked in, causing a commotion, and then left. He Huang's interruption dispelled the ambiguous atmosphere, leaving Yi Fan and Qin Yao without the inclination to flirt further. Although they harbored some feelings for one another, it was merely a bit of fondness. Both carried too much baggage to experience normal love. Yi Fan, no longer the naive youth he once was, had matured through his experiences. Though teased by Qin Yao, he playfully teased her back, even referring to himself as her old lover, prompting Qin Yao to roll her eyes. Despite appearing open and bold, Qin Yao was not as daring as she seemed. It was a protective facade. She had feelings for Yi Fan and wanted to tease him, but was surprised when he returned the gesture. She found herself wanting to laugh as he suggested they retire for the night. Reaching out, she pinched his cheek and playfully scolded him for changing the subject with his smooth talk. Soon, their conversation shifted to the golden-winged little Peking. Qin Yao was surprised by Yi Fan's strength, observing that even Tianping, at the same cultivation level, was no match for him. Speaking of this, however, Qin Yao shook her head, lamenting Yi Fan's desolate ancient sacred body, which limited him to the Dao Palace realm. She believed that otherwise, his future would be limitless. Qin Yao's assessment, though negative, pleased Yi Fan. He declared his intention to break the sacred body's curse and advance to the Four Extremities realm, achieving what even the desolate ancient aristocratic families could not. It was then that Qin Yao revealed a secret. She had encountered another desolate ancient sacred body and wondered if this knowledge could help him. Upon hearing this, Yi Fan abruptly stood, utterly shocked and restless. He had been blindly navigating the path of the Great Tao, knowing nothing about the sacred body. The remains of another desolate ancient sacred body might hold clues, perhaps even the key to breaking through to the Four Extremities realm. He eagerly questioned Qin Yao about the remains' location. Qin Yao, however, chose to tease him, feigning tiredness and suggesting they discuss it the following day. Yi Fan pleaded with her, questioning the logic of visiting a corpse in the middle of the night. After some coaxing, Qin Yao revealed that the remains were within the small world. The desolate ancient sacred body was considered the strongest physique in the desolate ancient era, surpassing even the divine king body. The claim that a great accomplishment sacred body could rival a great emperor was not an exaggeration. In the current era, the inheritance of the sacred body had been severed, cursed by the heavens, and unable to reach the Four Extremities realm. The remains of a desolate ancient sacred body held immense significance for Yi Fan, so he implored Qin Yao to take him there. Qin Yao informed him that accessing the remains required Yan Ryu's personal intervention, as they were under the Yao clan's protection and slated to be refined into a weapon. Ordinary individuals could not access them. The desolate ancient sacred body held many secrets, leaving Yi Fan speechless, fearing a similar fate for himself after death, unable to rest like the remains. The desolate ancient sacred body's unparalleled toughness made it ideal for weapon refinement. Even Yi Fan fleetingly considered selling himself, though not in the sense of becoming a weapon, but rather as a playful jab at Qin Yao. The next day, instead of seeking out Qin Yao, Yi Fan approached Tu Fei, hoping to visit the demon city to gather weapon-refining materials. Aware that his identity was a target, he anticipated the need for a disguise. Tu Fei soon escorted Yi Fan into the vast demon city, a metropolis exclusive to the demon race. It teemed with a variety of demons, some with horns, others with wings or tails, and even rarer species like the three-legged golden cicada, known for its medicinal properties. Of course, such comments uttered aloud within the demon city would likely provoke outrage. Yi Fan quickly located some necessary materials, but his requirements were obscure and difficult to find in that location, necessitating a broader search. The demon city's atmosphere dumbfounded Yi Fan. One vendor hawked a tree root as a top-grade medicinal herb, shamelessly claiming it was the rare snow dragon eye root. Another even attempted to sell river pebbles. Amidst this absurdity, He Huang sensed something amiss, urgently warning Yifan. Intrigued, Yifan inquired about the price of 3 stones. The demon cultivator, sizing them up, quoted a price of 10 jin of source each, clearly judging them by their appearance. Tu Fei intervened, accusing the vendor of attempting to swindle them. The big black dog, growing agitated, bit Tu Fei's calf, nearly causing him to stumble. As a man-dog brawl threatened to erupt, Yifan hastily agreed to purchase the stones. However, Qin Yao, arriving late, snatched up the treasure, much to He Huang's chagrin. He angrily bared his teeth at Qin Yao, declaring he had his eye on it. Qin Yao chuckled, pointing out that having one's eye on something is not the same as buying it. The pebbles were actually demon bloodstones, top-grade treasures, rumored to be formed from the essence blood of ancient great demons. While not peerless treasures, they possess special properties, useful for refining demon blood and tempering demon bones. Qin Yao's visit brought good news. She had secured Yan Ryu's permission for Yifan to examine the desolate ancient sacred body remains. Yifan had also gathered most of the required materials. Finding 28 materials in the demon city within such a short time exceeded his expectations. He had been deceitful, however. The material's true purpose was to rescue Pang Bo that very night. Before that, however, he intended to examine the desolate ancient sacred body remains. With Yan Ryu's assistance, they swiftly reached the Green Jiao King's treasury, the location of the remains. Ancient sages had created this small world and left behind ruins, within which the Green Jiao King's treasury was constructed. Halting before a massive palace, Yan Ryu warned that it was a forbidden area and trespassers would be killed without mercy. Guarding the treasury were ancient, decrepit old demons, nearing the end of their lifespans. Despite their age and wrinkled appearance, no one dared underestimate their power. These veteran subordinates of the Green Jiao King, though nearing death, possessed terrifying strength, rumored to be capable of sweeping across entire regions if enraged. The treasury doors opened, revealing a space filled with mysterious power and dazzling treasures, piles of precious stones, various weapons, all rare and genuine articles. The big black dog, tempted to leap into the treasure pile, restrained himself under Yifan's fierce glare. The damned dog's greed was insatiable, always seeking to pilfer treasures. Even Tu Fei couldn't help but marvel at the priceless collection. Yifan's attention was drawn to a dried, cold corpse seated in a meditative posture at the very center. Though withered, the flesh had not decayed. These were the remains of the desolate ancient sacred body. Yifan questioned why the remains were in the Green Jiao King's treasury. Yifan, seemingly possessed by the desolate ancient sacred body, and the big black dog dared to intrude into the palace of immortality. Returning to Pang Bo's situation and the original storyline, while the Green Jiao King's treasury contained many extraordinary treasures, elegant jade boats, shining divine pagodas, and ancient, simple cauldrons, none captured Yifan's attention. His gaze remained fixed on the dried-up corpse. A faint aura emanating from the corpse confirmed for Yifan that they were of the same kind, the remains of a desolate ancient sacred body. It was as if he were witnessing another version of himself, perished in that very spot, evoking an inexplicable emotion within him. After some time, Yifan snapped out of his reverie and approached the corpse. The withered flesh and strong bones radiated an undying power, seemingly transcending time and space. Suddenly, the aura emanating from the corpse caused the others to tremble and stumble backward in disbelief. Only Yifan remained unaffected, sensing no killing intent or danger. This startled everyone, leading them to wonder if the corpse was still alive, as it seemed impossible for such power to emanate from a dead body. The surrounding treasures nearly buckled under the erupting power. He Huang, seemingly knowledgeable about the sacred body, dismissed the possibility of the corpse being alive. He claimed the sacred body was deceased and had not reached great accomplishment. Otherwise, the treasures would have been destroyed by a forbidden technique. Suddenly, the sacred body remains trembled again. As everyone watched in astonishment, the half-grown green lotus within Yifan spontaneously appeared and entered the corpse's sea of bitterness, vanishing without a trace. Tu Fei cried out in fright, wondering if the corpse was about to rise from the dead. He expressed concern for Yifan. Even Yan Ruyu and Qin Yao's expressions changed drastically. This development clearly exceeded their expectations. The corpse rapidly regained its vitality, no longer appearing lifeless. A golden sea of bitterness, identical to Yifan's, but nearly dried up and containing only a weak essence, appeared. Yifan, too, was dumbfounded, caught off guard by this unexpected turn of events. His consciousness and emotions had entered the corpse. He realized he could control the body. Within the dried-up sea of bitterness, the green lotus swayed, emitting a trace of vitality. Yifan felt a tremor in his heart, sensing he could activate the withered body. Simultaneously, the sea of bitterness within his own body shone brightly, the golden sea surging. This startled Yifan. How was this possible? The corpse was dead. How could its sea of bitterness be reactivated? Yan Ruyu and the others were even more shocked, witnessing light emanating from the corpse. From their perspective, it appeared as if the corpse was using Yifan's body to revive itself, causing them to worry for him. Since ancient times, the interaction of two sacred bodies remained a mystery due to the physique's rarity. Yifan quickly reassured everyone that he was fine and began to explore the secrets of the body. The desolate ancient sacred body held countless mysteries, likely the reason the Green Jiao King had preserved it, hoping to uncover its secrets. Now, all of this benefited Yifan. To his delight, he discovered a broken, fragmented battle Ji within the sea of bitterness, the deceased's weapon, destroyed within the sea of bitterness. One could only imagine the former owner's past glory. The desolate ancient sacred body remains trembled once more. The waves within the sea of bitterness intensified, giving Yifan an illusion. With a mere thought, he lifted one of the corpse's arms. This terrifying display prompted Yan Ruyu and the others to recoil in fear, questioning what Yifan had done and how the remains had come to life. But Yifan felt comfortable, as if it were his own body. Divine power flowed smoothly and without obstruction. He felt a surge, and the divine power within the sea of bitterness began to circulate along a specific route. Unexpectedly, with the help of the remains, he had obtained the secret technique of the sacred body inheritance, a great Tao heart method, an undying legacy. Collecting his thoughts, Yifan silently pondered, imprinting the secret technique's circulation route bit by bit into his own sea of bitterness. It should be noted that Yifan had always cultivated independently, lacking the specific cultivation method for the sacred body and relying solely on his own exploration. Even with the source heaven scripture, this proved extremely challenging. Obtaining the secret technique of the sacred body lineage thrilled him. However, he also made a disheartening discovery. The sacred body's Tao palace contained 4 divine treasures, 3 of which had already reached great perfection. Only the divine treasure of wisdom, though easily cultivated, remained far from complete. Despite expending countless resources, the sacred body had remained trapped in the Tao Palace realm. An idea struck Yifan, to trade with the Green Jiao King for the remains. This was crucial for him. Every increment of strength increased his chances of rescuing Peng Bo Tu Fei, however, advised against it. The remains belonged to a sacred body, an ancient sage who had created the small world. Its bones could be refined into a peerless weapon. The only acceptable trade would be the myriad thing's demonic origin root. Having gained significant insights, Yifan and the others left the treasury. He inquired about visiting the Palace of Immortality, but was refused. Qin Yao, curious about Yifan's discoveries, received only a vague answer. He had learned the deceased was an ancient sage who had only cultivated the secret realm of the elixir field. The big black dog revealed the difficulty a desolate ancient sacred body faced in cultivating the secret realm of the elixir field. Restless, Yifan resolved to thoroughly explore the Palace of Immortality that night while rescuing Peng Bo. Under the cover of darkness, he and He Huang arrived at the Palace of Immortality, having agreed that He Huang's reward for Pang Bo's rescue would be the Demon Emperor scripture known to the old demon. Both were aware of the formidable experts, even mighty figures, and powerful old demons residing in the small world. Discovery meant certain death. They had made extensive preparations. Even He Huang, after studying for nearly half an hour, adopted a serious demeanor, declaring his intention to go all out to obtain the ancient scripture. He Huang possessed remarkable talent in the Tao of formations, surpassing even Yi Fan's source heaven scripture in this regard. After extensive preparations and consuming 20 mystical materials, divine blood, earth, black tortoise shell, and more, He Huang finally breached the powerful formations surrounding the Palace of Immortality, allowing them to slip inside undetected. The surrounding restrictions remained dormant. Their initial step was a success. He Huang was confident about this venture. Even without all the necessary materials, Yi Fan's source heaven scripture and myriad things demonic chi assured him of success. Otherwise, he would not have agreed to Yi Fan's forceful intrusion into such a dangerous place. Seemingly anticipating something, He Huang repeatedly questioned Yi Fan about Pang Bo's condition, confirming that the old demon was truly near death. Yi Fan was certain, reasoning that the old demon's lifespan had been nearly depleted years ago and was likely close to its end. He wouldn't have borrowed the divine artifact, the Palace of Immortality, from the Green Jiao King otherwise. Confident in his and He Huang's combined power, Yi Fan believed they could easily subdue the old demon. The Palace of Immortality, with its heaven-defying abilities to slow the depletion of a cultivator's lifespan, hence its name, was an additional draw. Despite limited time, the inner temple's Tao patterns intrigued He Huang, the expert in the Tao of restrictions. Yi Fan, however, was drawn to a desolate mountain within. Based on his understanding, the place resembled a perilous land rather than a palace of immortality. Initially skeptical, the deeper patterns convinced him it was a place of great danger, not a blessed land. Yi Fan cursed inwardly, realizing it was a death trap, not a place of prolonged life. He had previously encountered perilous terrains like the Fire Dragon Tomb and Dragon Burial Snow in the archaic restricted area, places where even saint lords, great emperors, and divine kings could perish. Their current location was an equally dangerous terrain called the Yellow Spring Seed, on par with the others. This ancient palace, built upon a desolate mountain and containing the Yellow Spring Seed, filled Yi Fan with trepidation. Could he rescue Pang Bo? The story continues in the next episode.